Hey guys, what's going on? It is a Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, and it is July 1st, and we're going to be talking a little bit about just summertime bass fishing. Summertime bass fishing, yes. A lot of people think summertime bass fishing you can just fish deep. It's a straight up deep bite, and we're going to talk about all the ways you can fish during summer. So if it's deep, shallow, both, what baits, what techniques, and try not to drag this video out too long because we know some people don't like to watch 25-minute videos about summertime bass fishing. So let's just jump right in and clear something up. Summertime, you can still catch them shallow. Bigger ones, I mean, you're not going to catch any super giants up shallow. Last year I caught one in August, probably July, August. That was bumping 4 up shallow, but that was early in the morning. But when it gets hot, you can still catch them up shallow, but bushes and grass, anywhere you can find shade, that's where I would go when we're fishing shallow in the summer. And everything else, you're just out deep fishing river channel or creek channel, brush piles, anything, even big balls of shad that you find underwater. You could probably pick a few out. The only thing I found hard in the summer, early summer, like in our THSBA regional tournament, which I did not get a video up for. I actually forgot my little SD card for my camera to film the regional tournament, but there wasn't a whole lot. Wait, did I? Actually, I may have got that up. I don't remember if I did or not. To tell you the truth, I'd have to go back on. We didn't do very good in that tournament. We did not advance to state, at least, because there was people on our offshore spot, and I wouldn't say that's the only reason, but we couldn't. There was a bunch of boat traffic, and our schooling fish never came up. Then we went offshore to hopefully get a couple big bites. There was people sitting on that offshore spot. So let's just talk a little bit about this time of year fishing and what I'm going to use up shallow, down deep. It's kind of pretty simple for me. I like to fish shallow, so most of this is going to be stuff I'm going to use up shallow. So first and foremost, you can use this up shallow or down deep, is a straight up jig. This is a Strike King jig, 3/8 ounce. I don't even remember what they call it. I have done some trimming to the skirt just where it don't touch my legs on my crawl here, and I did some trimming to the weed guard where it sits directly down on the hook. This is called Summer Crawl. No, Texas Crawl. Jesus. I got a natural, color natural, Guggen Squad Kraken Crawl on the back. It's got amazing action. I got it rigged up on a 7.4 heavy flipping stick with 65-pound braid and a 6/8-to-1 loose mock. That's what I've got that set up on, and I'm even going to fish deep with that with like a big football jig or big hair jig. But that's what I'm going to use up shallow to flipping bushes. Is I might not use like a Denny Brower structure jig. I might go with something like this ball head jig where I can go out deep and use the same thing. I ain't got to tie football jig on. I can just use ball head jig and send it out there. I can use that both down deep, up shallow, and then these are the only 2 rods I have in the house. The rest of them are in the boat. I didn't feel like going out there to film this video. This is a shaky head, and I'm going to use that down deep mainly. You can use, ow, crap. Yeah. You can use it up shallow. I don't. I like to use the Texas rig up shallow. But this is what I'm going to use with a shaky head is something like this. This is a Yum finesse worm. 6-inch finesse worm. The color is called cranberry. I've never heard of this color, and a buddy, a fisherman, buddy of mine said to use it, and it works. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm just going to shaky head it. If you don't know how to rig a shaky head, I guess I can go ahead and show you. I'm about to go use it anyway out in the pond. I caught a couple. Or I use a Yum trick worm a whole lot. Yum. That ain't even Yum. Crap. I use a Zoom trick worm a whole lot. I know that didn't sound like coming out of my mouth. So to shaky head it, all I'm gonna do is, this is just a shaky head. This is a 1/4 ounce. I'm gonna hook it right in the top, and I ain't gonna go down very far. Just, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch or something. I'm gonna come back up. I'm gonna pop it up on top of this keeper here. And then I'm gonna go down just where there's a little bit of bend inside the worm. I'm gonna push it up where I can just barely feel the tip of that hook. And if you can feel it too much, you can always just bury it back down deep. And that's how you do it. That's a shaky head. And I know people are looking at it like, dude, you got 5 inches of just straight up worm before you get to the hook. I know. It's a little intimidating because you got 5 straight up inches of worm before you get to the hook, and you're like, man, I'm on spotted bass and they're not very big. They can't eat that. They can eat it. I caught some fish yesterday that were about that long. I mean, 5-6 inch fish on that 6-inch worm, 6.5-inch worm. That is, it don't matter. They eat it. I'm not sure why, but they do. Secondly, let's go into some more shallow stuff. Is a square bill. I'm going to use a square bill a lot. Maybe around the bushes and early in the morning over the bank. I'm going to use a square bill. This is a Tennessee shad, KVD 1.5 Tennessee shad square bill. Oh, this is just the one I have in my room. I got hundreds of square bills. I got a box about that long, that tall. I don't even. It's a deep box. Big. I forgot the size. It's a big Plano box, biggest one I could find. And I've got it heaping full of straight up just square bills. It's my square bill box. I got 1.5, 2.5. 1.0s, 4.0s, 2. I got a 8.0. I got a ton square bills in there. I got the Guggen Squad square bills. I got KVD square bills. I got Rattle Trap, Bill Lewis Rattle Trap square bills. And I actually think I got a couple jerk baits in there too. But I'm going to use this a lot. It's just a little square bill. Everywhere I go, you can catch them on square bill. Everybody tell me. I remember the first time I went to Rayburn, I ain't ever been fishing there before. First time I went there, I had a buddy who fished a lot. He said, dude, you can't catch them on crankbait. And, you know, at the time, he was a pretty good fisherman, and they just use straight up Texas rigs all year long. He said, man, you can't catch them on crankbait. I was like, all right, whatever. It's cold, man. The water temp was like 55 degrees. I had a KVD 1.0 crawfish color chunk in it, and I caught 4 fish. I only used it once, but I caught 4 fish in a matter of a couple hours. But square bill has became one of the best lures on the market to use. Square bill. Secondly, or third, whatever. Here we go. Chatterbait. This is a black and blue Rage Blade, Strike King Rage Blade. 3/8 ounce, I think. Yeah, 3/8 ounce. This one I would use. Some chatterbaits I will fish deep. A big Z-Man chatterbait or a big Strike King Thunder Cricket, Rage Cricket, yeah, whatever. Thunder Cricket. That's something I would use out deep. But this has such a big blade, man. The blade's like 2 inches long. It just makes it. It stays up top in the water column a lot. And for a trailer on here, you can use just about anything. This is actually one of my crawls. This is a lethal lure. Um, I forgot what I even call these things. What do I call it? Poison crawl? Yeah, poison crawl. It's got two legs and the single flange. Yeah, single flange on it. Um, and I like it. It looks real nice when it's chicken. This is black and blue. This color I have on the trailer crawl is just a black with green and blue flake and a little silver and red. This just about got every color flake you can imagine. I mean, I melted down every June bug color I had, black and blue. June bug, anything. I melted it all down, and that's what I came up with. I like it though. This is a pretty cool color that I make, I gotta say. That's what I use. Square bill, chatterbait. All right. A Cinco, or I guess Ocho something. This is a black and blue KVD Ocho. I use that a lot. Up shallow, flipping bushes, or down deep, dragging it on a Texas rig or Carolina rig. But this is what I'm saying is this is coffee scent. I love the coffee scent. I still haven't figured out how to do that on my baits. I've soaked them in coffee. I've melted them down with coffee in them. I haven't figured out how to get the coffee scent yet. But props to Strike King, dude. This freaking coffee scent is the bomb. I wish they'd put it on all their soft plastics. They have it in the KVD Perfect plastics. They have it in the Rage baits. But man, I mean, if anybody from Strike King is watching this, or if anybody watching this knows how to get in touch with Strike King, I wish they would give them a call, tell them I wish they had coffee scent in all of their baits. God, it smells amazing. But this on a 4 or 5/0. No, I don't use a flipping hook with the Cinco. Some people do. I don't. Whatever you think. I just use a EWG. I use a 5/0 VMC or Trocar EWG hook, elongated wide gap hook. It helps me keep it straight. I don't know if I have one. No. Oh, I got the little bit jig head. Helps me keep it straight. I don't really use a straight shade a whole lot unless I'm flipping, but I use an EWG hook with really any size weight. I like to use when I'm in the bushes 3/16 or a quarter. But for the times, when the time's tough, I'll go down to an 8. Normally I don't go anything under an 8 unless I'm just going straight up, no weight, just weightless. And I mean, it works. Get that back in there. I need to go get some more of these things. I got another pack that's not black. There we go. Alright. And then for up shallow and down deep. See, all of this stuff, I'm telling you, I use up shallow and down deep. That Yum Trickworm Finesse Worm thing, I'll put it on a drop shot and throw it deep. Put it on shaky head, throw it deep and up shallow. And I'll Texas rig it. And same Texas rig I would use on the Cinco 4, 5/0 EWG, 8 to a quarter ounce weight. I guess you could go higher than a quarter. I don't recommend going higher than a quarter though. So it's funny because normally most of my videos I'm bringing out the Guggen baits. Everybody knows me, guys. I love my Guggen baits. They were actually, if you'll just hold up for a minute. Here y'all go, right here. Here's my fishing jersey. Nobody saw me in our jerseys this year on YouTube. There y'all go. Favorite. On the back, big Guggen on the back. They were a sponsor this year, Guggen. They were a great sponsor this year. I mean, talking about taking my shirt off. But I did, yes, I did upload a video. Did upload that regional tournament video. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. And I said thanks to all my sponsors, and I'm just going to say Guggen Baits. I really started using them before they sponsored me. I bought a couple packs of Bandito bugs and a couple packs of Kraken crawls before they sponsored me. And really, I never heard of them until they came out in the, what the heck is going on here? Stop. I guess the Expo. Where were they at? iCast. When they came out in iCast, that's when I really heard about them. I never heard about them up until then, but they came out in iCast. You know, I'd heard of AP Bassin and Fishing with Flair and Lonkers and that whole group, Lake Fork guy. I'd heard of all of them, and I watched their channel. But I never really paid attention to the Guggen baits. But I talked to Favorite, and it was kind of a double deal. Favorite sponsor, so I got discount on Guggen baits, Favorite fishing stuff. I like Favorite; they're pretty good. I use them, and that's not because they just sponsor me. I like some of their stuff. But here we go. I'm gonna bring out a Guggen bait, of course. But this is one of my favorites. I think the old Bandito bug's my favorite one. But here we go. Trench hog. This is the mini trench hog. Pretty new. I don't know if it's came out in all the stores yet. This was at my local academy. This is the mini trench hog. It's 4.75 inches. Almost 5 inches. Still got the ginormous flanges on the back and the two on the side. I like this one just because I can do a little bit more with it. I don't just throw it on Carolina rig. I Texas rig the big one. I still got some big ones. I Texas rig the big one too, but I like to throw this guy on a Texas rig more just because it's a little bit smaller. Still have the slot sauce, which I freaking love. But with this trench hog, I'm going to do some stuff like I'm going to Texas rig and I'm going to flip it. And I'm going to put it on Carolina rig and I'm going to send it as far as I can cast it, and I'm going to drag it on the bottom. But, man, oh my god, I got the slot sauce everywhere. I love that stuff. But, that's what I'm going to do for up shallow and down deep in the summer. But mainly, I just wanted to clear the air, tell everybody, look, when it's summertime, you do not have to straight up fish deep. If you're like me and you can find them deep. I mean, I see the fish, there they are on my graph, but it's hard for you to just pull up on them and fish them, or pull up on them, you see them on your graph, you stop, you look at them, you graph over them a couple times, and you're like, I don't know if they're eating. That's me. I can find them all day long. I know where to look. I can find them. There they are. Are they eating or not? I'll run a plug through them a couple times. I'll jerk bait through them a couple times. Jig, big worm, shaky head, drop shot. If they don't bite anything, dude, I'm leaving. I'll mark them. If I come back, they're not there, well, so what? I'll just delete the mark. Delete the waypoint. But that's about how it goes for me. So, up shallow and down deep, a jig. The best bait in the world is a jig. I don't care who you are. Got a water temperature that controls when to use a jig, you use it all year long. If it's freezing cold and it's tough and I need to get some bites, I'm going to tie on a jig and I'm going to go to use it. I'm going to pitch it. I'm going to throw it. I'm going to cast it. I'm going to hop it, jerk it, whatever. I can get a bite on a jig when times are tough. And I would encourage anybody who don't use a jig to use a jig as much as they can. But if you're like, man, I just don't know when I get a bite on a jig. Well, it's the same as the Texas rig. And people are like, man, I'm just more comfortable throwing a Texas rig than I am a jig. And look, I use Texas rig a ton. I love a Texas rig. Texas rig is big where we come from. It's Texas. I use a Texas rig. 10-inch Mondo worms, big 12-inch jelly worm. I'm using a Texas rig. A lot. I use a Texas rig, but when I need to get a bigger bite, just a freaking donkey, I'm gonna go to that jig. Maybe not a 3/8 ounce, but most of the time, if I'm like, man, they're up under that grass, I need to get in there to catch a fish. I'm gonna go to really one of my three favorite jigs. I'm gonna go with a 3/4 to 1 ounce thick jig, Guggen thick jig. 3/4 1 ounce Denny Brauer structure jig. I'm gonna go a 3/4 or 1 or higher. Always 3/4 or up for all of this hack attack jig. I guess I like to use the fluoro flipping jig just because it's got that 0-degree line tie. I think they've went to that on all of them. I don't know yet though. I think they've went to the 0-degree line tie on all of the hack attack jigs. If they have, yes, I'll use any of them. But they need to be above 3/4 ounce if I'm gonna punch that hay grass. Or I guess you could go to like the slither rig, which I call the punch rig. Just go down there with the little bobber stopper, stop it on there. I use a 4/0 trocar flipping hook with a bandio bug crack and crawl or like a Z crawl. I go to work. But 65-pound braid, 7/4 rod, 6/8 to 1 reel, lose reel. But that's just about it for really summertime for me, man. I keep it simple, stupid. As I've heard that used by a couple of different people. And I try to keep it simple. So when I go out, I know people see me on the water and they're like, my God, that's not keeping it simple. I have 12 rods tied down on one side. I'm just flying down the lake and people are like, my Lord. But man, sometimes I pull out, I don't know what I'm doing deep. I'll have 20 different rods on the deck. I'll have big rattle traps and jigs and spoons and shaky heads and drop shots and big deep dive with a 5XD, 6XD, 10XD, and 8XD tied on up there, and I'm just going. I'm just running and gunning. But, Carolina rig. But when it comes to just finding fish, catching fish, jig, Texas rig, shaky head, and a Carolina rig, and a crankbait. That's all I'm going to use. All the bait, or I probably left something out, but all the baits that I talked about, crankbait, chatterbait, jig, shaky head. I'm going to use a jig and shaky head when I found them in a Texas rig. When I find them, that's what I'm going to use. So when I've graphed over them on my graph and I see them and I know they're biting, I've ran through them with a DT20 and I've caught a fish. They're biting, they're there. Pick it up, gone. Because then I know I can slow down and catch them. I rambled a pretty good bunch in this video. Yeah, I don't normally ramble too much, but I do, so excuse the rambling. But I will see you guys. Oh, I have some important news I didn't even tell anybody. We'll be having an unboxing video. Oh, man, I'm tired. An unboxing video coming up soon, hopefully. Yes, I have a big time deal now. I have entered and BASS and FLW. So, if anybody out there was wondering, I'm fishing the Bassmaster Opens as a co-angler, Central Division, Central Open, Central Division. Wow. There's only one left this season that I know of, and that's the Sam Rayburn early September tournament. You can come down to Umphrey Pavilion and watch. We'll have more on the Central Open. I will make a video during the Central Opens. But I'm hoping, man, if y'all living around here, you want to come watch a weigh-in, Humphrey Pavilion. Just if you don't know where it is, put it in maps. Humphrey Pavilion, on Sam Rayburn Reservoir. We'll be weighing in right there. Um, See a bunch of pros. Scott Martin, Hackney, Swindle. Everybody will be there that I know of. See some pros there. Get your picture taken with them. I will be there, and then I'll have a Conroe tournament, high school Conroe tournament, September the 19th, I think. I don't know. I haven't printed out my schedule this year for this coming up year, but that will be, and then Sam Rayburn again, FLW, BFL tournament. The Bassmaster is a 3-day tournament. FLW, I want to say it's 2. But Sam Rayburn Reservoir, I will be fishing that one as a pro angler. No co-angler going in. I will have to pre-fish as a pro with the old Nitro Z8 out there. I know everybody's looking at me like, dude, you're crazy fishing BFL's a pro. Do you see what they weigh in? I do. It's the last tournament of the year. I'm gonna fish it as a pro, and I'm gonna try to keep up with them. Man, it's Rayburn. September. Look, I need to catch 15 pounds a day. 15 pounds a day. Minimum 15 pounds a day. And normally when I'm not in a tournament, I can catch 12 or 15 when I find the fish. And I don't get on the water with some people I know that can really catch them out deep. And they're going to hopefully show me a little bit before this tournament. Because if not, I'm going to be, I'm going to be in a bind. But, 15 pounds is my goal for both of these tournaments. 15 to 20 a day. If I can bust 20 one day, I'll be in good shape. Co-angler is hard to do that, but we're going to try it anyway. Hopefully 12, 15 pounds of co-angler a day. Get me in there. So I will see you guys on the next video. Shout out to TH Marine because they did sponsor me for this coming up year. 30% off of my TH Marine stuff. Big shout out to TH Marine. Thank you guys. Thank all the YouTube guys for watching. And I will see y'all in the next video.